And good evening, and welcome to the Medium channel, where we bring you the spirituality behind the message. And in today's live stream, that'll be a video also, I'm going to talk about 5 things you need to know for April 2022 to really charge month energetically, astrologically, and all that. And we're all feeling it in our bodies. We're all feeling it in our intuition that some really big changes are happening, and we'll talk about a few exercises, like spiritual exercise that you can do. So I'll usually give a minute or two for some of the live people to get their notifications and come on. But for who's ever here, hi Doreen, hi Michael, hi Laura, hi Lisa, hi Judy. I don't know your name, Bang the Bongos, but hi. And if anybody's new, say hi. Let us know where you're coming from, where in this big wide world you are in this very interesting month in April. So today's 4/4. It's April 4. Um, Back in history, God, I don't even remember what year it was. I think it was 68 or anyway, back in history, this is the day that Dr. Martin Luther King got assassinated. And you two did a very nice song about him called Pride in the Name of Love. So that's one of the lines, is that early morning, April 4, shot rings out in the Memphis skies. Free at last, they took your life, but they could not take your pride. So let's take a big example from Dr. King, and you hold on to our pride of who we are. You know, the fact that you're here and that you're watching this video, or whatever you're doing on a spiritual level, whatever you're doing to help uplift people, you take some pride in yourself for being a teacher, being a way shower, being a light worker, wanting to learn more, wanting to teach more, wanting to make a difference in this crazy world of ours. But it's really, I shouldn't even say or even put that intention out there. Cancel, delete. It's not a crazy world. It's just a big awakening, and there's forces that try to resist that. And that's really been the theme in 2020, 2021, 2022. It's likely to continue for several more years, but the balance of power keeps shifting. So we're coming into a really amazing new beginning now. So who else came in? Healing Elements and Kristen, Susan, and Earth Angels. Welcome one, welcome all. So the number one thing, number one on my list, I have my notes. That's why I have my specs on here. Do my eyes look yellow? The glasses that I'm wearing actually filter blue light from the computer screen. So if my eyes look yellow, I swear I don't have yellow eyes. So, well, number one should be keep your sense of humor, but that goes without saying. Always do things to raise your vibrations, to raise your frequencies. That's really what's behind not just April, but every month of the year, every moment of the day. You know, if you're in a crappy vibration, try to breathe through it as best you can, and then come back into your flow of good vibrations and good energies. Laughter, opening your heart, singing, meditating, chanting, all that does that. So number one thing to know is new beginnings. Excuse me. So April, and I'll break down a little bit of the astrology here. Let me see. Oh, we do have Sharita in, our very talented and amazing astrologer, numerologist, Chaldean numerologist, lexigram expert, intuitive and powerful lady that's here to be an agent of change. And we're very blessed to have her in our community. Thank you, Sharita. So, April, new beginnings. Number one thing to know is change at least one habit that's not serving you in the month of April. You have the universal number one month in numerology behind you. We just had a new moon. It was in 11 degrees of Aries. 11 is about strength. It's the in Chaldean numerology, and Sharita may add to this. It's the lion muzzles and clenched fists. I think that's what it is. But in any event, it relates to overcoming like the lower forces and the lower nature. So that 11 degrees in Aries is an initiator. It's a new beginning. It's a cardinal sign. And if you want to add a little bit more fun to that, the new moon was on April 1st, unless you live on the West Coast or Hawaii. Um, and points west of there, but east of the international date line. Everywhere else on the world, it was April 1st. So powerful new beginnings. We all have some habits that we wish to change, that we feel like we should change. Some of us smoke or drink. Some of us indulge in our own like mental pity parties. I mean, I was doing that this morning because my back is out and it hurts a lot. So I had to kind of pull myself together and just not be a victim, but rather use my breath techniques and my energy to send energy to that part of my body. So what we want to do is change one habit that's been either holding us back or detrimental in some way. And what we're going to find, because one is about initiation, you're going to find that people are getting funny, that people are having a hard time handling the stress of the society, plus the vibrations, the frequencies on planet Earth keep increasing. It attacks our nervous systems. It affects our energetic bodies. It affects the flows of energy through us. And if you're not able to get into your place of your heart, into your place of sanctity within, it's very hard. And if you don't have a spiritual practice, it becomes very hard. The energies are going to keep ramping up. So that's number one. Shift some habit, create a new habit right now that's empowering, and do that in the month of April. You have the cosmos at your back. The wind is at your back right now to change any habits, any behaviors, any patterns in your life that's not serving your highest good in the moment. So that's number one. Um, Number two is to be aware of parallel societies. And we're starting to see expressions like that starting to come up more and more. And basically, what's happening is that there's likely to be two different societies, and it's not even so much about like vaccines or anti-vaccines, or I even shouldn't say anti. It's not so much about the choice of whether you want to take the medicine or not for whatever reason. It's more about who's really awake and understanding what's going on and really wants to preserve their freedoms versus those that don't quite get it yet, that are following the grand plan or the path of the those that control the governments and the corporations and everything else. I wrote a few notes. Okay. So this is the time to really choose your side. And I always talk about unity consciousness, that we're one at the heart. But in our physical realities, well, I'll put it this way: the physical universe cannot exist without duality, because then it would just be one. There wouldn't be any distinction between each other, between objects, or what else. So we're coming up to a period that starts, I think, in the end of the spring or the summer, where Mars is going to be in the sign of duality, Gemini, for 7 months. So let's see what else. Oh, and another little interesting tidbit that I wrote down here is that we have a full moon on April the 16th. Sharita could tell you a little bit about the numerology of number 16, and it's at 26 degrees Libra. 26 and 16 have a pretty similar vibe. And it's really, about the tower falling and then about rebuilding. So even with the number 26, it can be foreboding in a way. Now, nothing fear-based, mind you. So whatever I'm saying, it's not meant to be fear-based. That's them. That's not us. We're love-based. We're centered in our heart. But the universe, through numbers, through planetary movements and other means, through direct channeling and communication or whatever, can give us a heads up that things are getting ready to shift and shift in a big way. So we have a full moon at 26. 26 reduces to 8. 8 is ruled by Saturn. Saturn will be squaring the lunar nodes, and Saturn will also be trining the moon herself. So this is really, Saturn's about structures, the nodes really hold things together. This is all about effects on the structures. And there's going to be some really big news coming out. I don't know exactly what it is yet, but last time I was saying that, what happened was that Russia invaded Ukraine. So I think this is going to be even bigger. again, I don't know what it is, but I wrote down in my note, shocking news around this time affecting our freedom and our rights. And a couple little clues that might be helpful along the way is knowing one thing, that the COVID relief funds have been reallocated to weaponize local police forces and to give them some military apparatus. Now, I talked about this in tarot time also. That money supposed to go to COVID, not to weaponize local police with armored vehicles that are used for crowd control and military drones. So we have to ask, why is that happening? Are they expecting riots? Are they expecting uprisings? Why would they be expecting that? Why would they be gearing up for that? And why would they be using money, our tax money, but mind you, here in the United States, anyways, our tax money, why would that be used to help bolster police and give them weapons that they could basically spy on, or not weapons, but drones they could basically spy on people? So, we may get some shocking news about something that would be really an infringement on our freedom if it goes through. So I don't know exactly what it is, but the idea here is, again, we're going to experience two different societies evolving, and we're going to see a lot of that coming up in the month of April. It's going to continue. And again, it's going to be like, who's really spiritually aware and open, like who's awakened or awakening. And awakening to me is more than just awakening to the ways of the world. It's awakening to the world of energy, to spirit, to vibration. To me, that's what spiritual awakening really means. And so, continue to stock up, continue to prepare, in case there's a need for off-grid living. I'm not necessarily seeing that, but I see the possibility. So that's number 2. Moving right along to number 3, open the heart, channel heart energy. So that's the number 3 important thing for the month of April. Do meditation where you connect with your heart center. You can vibrate from the heart. And when you do that, try to, or I shouldn't even say try, set the intention and do it. Expand with your heart into the collective and into the world. And do that as a daily exercise. And one thing that's happening is that Venus is going to transition into Pisces on April the 6th. Now, that's not a big deal. That happens every year. But we're going to have a very supercharged Pisces with a lot of planets in Pisces as the month goes on. Venus is exalted in Pisces. Pisces is about faith. So this is all about the heart. This is all about having faith in our higher selves, in the process, even if it's difficult. And the other thing I wrote down is join like-minded communities. Like this community, is a good one, but there's other really good communities out there also. And the idea here is that twice a month, at least twice a month now, we're getting together. I'm doing a heart transmission, a guided heart brain coherence exercise where we all get together. I facilitate, but spirit channels through me and helps to affect your energy fields. And what happens is that the heart center expands when we become coherent in our heart, and that is become more the vibration of gratitude, appreciation and love in the heart. It expands into our energy fields. It affects our brains and brings our brains into coherence. That's why it's heart-brain coherence. And by doing that, joining these organs, we become one with spirit. So it's a divine trinity that happens when we open our heart to gratitude and love. So do that. What I do every day is I send that into the earth. So I channel every day. I expand my heart. I expand that into the collective. I expand that into the earth. So that's number 3, opening the heart and channeling heart energy into the collective every day. The more people that do this, the more gracefully we're going to move through the ascension. It's an awakening. Our vibrations are changing. It's going to change our cells. It's going to change our minds. It's going to change our society. It's going to change everything. So it's a good thing, but change is challenging, especially when there's forces that are trying to oppose it. So number 4 is that illusion falls before our eyes. And that's been happening, but we have a very interesting triple conjunction coming up near the end of the month. And let's see, where is oh, hi Heather, thanks for joining us. Hi Michael, and hi everybody else that's in. So illusion falls before our very eyes. Triple conjunction is, did I write this down somewhere? No, I did not. So I've got to draw from memory. I know there's a triple conjunction in Pisces coming. That would be Venus, Neptune, and what else? And Jupiter. Thank you. Okay. So that they're all going to be conjunct in Pisces. I think it's around, I think two of them are exact in 14 degrees, and one of them may be more around 11 degrees. So it's not an exact, they don't quite line up exactly, but it's a triple conjunction. Now, around that time, there's a solar eclipse that's happening on the 30th of the month, on the 29th to the 30th, depending where in the world you are, or it's one of those 2 days. Pluto stations to go retrograde also. So illusion will fall by the wayside. So things around the society that are not real will start to become revealed. False teachers will will be exposed. A lot can be exposed under this energy. Neptune is a major player because all these planets are in Pisces, and Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. Um, and Neptune's also about illusion. So, but it's also about the heart again. So this all ties in. So expect illusions to really start to fall out. And I don't know why I didn't copy my notes. However, triple conjunction around solar eclipse and Pluto station. And yes, the other thing is that there may be some of these conspiracy theories. Some may be completely debunked, while others may be completely verified and validated, and stuff like that. And number 5 on the list is spiritual initiation time, and that again goes along the lines of this being a one universe a month, but having a lot of Pisces, which is the 12th sign, which corresponds to the 12th house of the subconscious mind. Um, what initiation is, it's a symbolic death and a rebirth, and we're really, as a society, I think we're really going to experience that, especially later in the month and into May. And what happens is that when we have a true initiation, we basically undergo a quantum leap in consciousness. So our assemblage point from which we see the world and reality shifts to the next level, and then we see the same reality but with new eyes, and we start to be able to perceive new bandwidths of energy. That's when some people may start to see auras, for example, or start to really feel the other side, or feel their spirit guides coming in. So this is a very powerful energy that's coming in around this time. So those are the 5 things to really be mindful of. And do we need a recap? I think we've got that, but again, I'll do that anyway. 1, new beginnings. 2, parallel societies. 3, heart energy, work with the heart, keep channeling that out into the collective. 4, illusions will fall before our very eyes. I love that one, but not just with the triple conjunction and the eclipse. There's a lot of things that point to that, and it's interesting because last night I went into channeling mode and I wrote a few things down, and then I checked my ephemeris. So it's kind of like I get the messages, then I see the astrology and numerology usually backs that up. So that's good. So a couple of spiritual practices for April. Some of these are going to be repeats, but it's just the time that we're in. Again, understand we're in an awakening. We're opening our consciousness. We're opening our fields. We're accessing new information, new energies, new vibrations. By doing so, we're purging the old. So that's part of the whole initiation process and the whole new beginning process. And the more we can open the heart, and the more we can live and vibrate from the heart center, the easier it's going to be, and the more connected to spirit and source that you're going to be. So number 1 thing I wrote down is strengthen the body. And with all the stress of the society, everything that's going on, we need to keep our body strong. So that's exercise, that's good diet, and stuff like that. Breath work and yoga, all that kind of stuff is good. And actually, I wanted to draw your attention to a training that I'm doing. So I'm going to find that. Is this it? Yes, here we go. So it's on the screen. So I'm going to do a training. It's going to be $11 on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time about breathwork and ascension exercises that will keep you strong and safe and healthy, but help you to awaken and expand and grow in a graceful and positive manner. Because again, we need a practice to withstand the pressures of society, to be able to handle things from an emotional level. We're seeing a lot, and I think we haven't seen anything yet, to be quite honest. And as well, the frequencies keep increasing. That taxes the nervous system, that taxes the body, that taxes our energetic bodies and energetic fields. If you are doing proper training, then it's not going to be a big deal. Your body and energy systems will upgrade in a very fluid manner, but there's a tendency to resist because our egos and our egos penetrate the subconscious mind also. But the ego, the subconscious mind, it's here primarily for survival. And when the energy changes, we feel uncomfortable and we go into more of a survival mode. And then we feel fear and panic and anxiety and depression and all that stuff. And we tend to retreat rather than open up and embrace and accept these changes. So we need to learn to override that. And we need a good practice to do that. So practice your presence also. That's another exercise, not just for April, but for whatever, whenever, every time you think about it. Okay, I'll take this off the screen now. Every time you think about it, just clear your mind, tune into your breath. Just be aware of everything, starting with your breath, your body, and focusing on nothing. And until something takes you out of that, the next time do the same thing. So practice your presence, practice expanding the heart. So breath work and yoga, we talked about that. Good nutrition, that's part of taking care of your body. Spirit told me to tell everybody to do more in the way of like cayenne peppers or stuff like that. I'm not sure why. I'm not an herbologist, but that was the message that I got. I think part of it is cleansing. So I feel like with these new beginnings that we have to clear energy cogs so that these higher frequencies can flow smoothly through the body. That's what these ascension exercises will do for you. That's what breathing exercises will do for you. And they're also saying to try to go periods without meat. And we're not saying to become vegan or vegetarian or anything like that. Some people need meat. We all have different nutritional needs, but they want us to try to not to eat so much of that, because it if too much meat and dairy also, they were saying too much of foods like that can clog the system, and we need our systems to be very clear. So drink a lot of water during this time. Again, I feel like this new beginning, this Aries energy, the solar energy, and be mindful of the sun solar activity. So we're going to start to feel a lot. We already are, of the solar flares and the coronal mass ejections and stuff like that. There's beautiful northern lights, not here, just a little bit north of us in the northern plains. North Dakota got a real good light show the last couple of days from a coronal mass ejection. This activity is increasing, but as the solar activity increases, we get this flush of neutrinos into the earth, which is actually part of ascension. So we receive the light codes when these flares are happening, the solar light codes. So it's all about ascension. It's all about growth. So what else? Most important, and I said this in March, and I said this in February, it still holds. Go out into nature. We need nature. We need the nurturance of Mother Earth. We need to hug the trees. We need to get away from the 5G and the Wi-Fi signals. We need to get off of the cell phones and the electromagnetic chaos it causes us. Now, don't misunderstand. Technology is a beautiful thing, but we need the balance. We see a lot of children, they don't exercise, they don't get out into nature, they just have these phones in front of them, and not a good thing. We need the balance. go out into nature, commune with nature, talk to the wind, and feel the breeze and ask what message does the wind have? Then talk to the stream, what message does the stream have? Go into nature, feel with your body, feel the energy, to get really present, expand your heart. When you do that, you start to feel chi within you and around you. That is what is a really important practice now, is to consciously feel chi or energy flowing through your body. Start with the inhale, bring energy down to the top of your head into the earth, exhale it down further. You can reverse that. But the idea is stop your thoughts, consciously set the intention to feel energy flowing through you, and you'll be able to do it. The energies are getting so strong. Back in the day when I had my awakening, it was in the 1970s. People that felt energy were only people that were doing things like Tai Chi or yoga or specialized training to really tap into that. I mean, more or less, they're saying, that's what I'm saying is not 100% accurate, but the point being is that it's a lot easier to tap into now because the frequencies are stronger now, and we don't necessarily need to have years and years of spiritual training behind us before we start to feel these energy flows. Once you start to feel them, you can learn how to direct them with your mind for your own healing and your own betterment. So learn how to do that. And it gets real easy in nature. So when you go to different spots in nature, just stop, take a deep breath, expand your energy fields, feel with your energy the energies around you, feel the energies of the trees, the birds, and stuff like that. And then you start to communicate that way. Work with your guides, and I feel like a lot more people are going to be doing more channeling and mediumship. It's going to start to become more natural. All right. So other than that, I wrote connect with spiritual teachers. Good ones. I want to say also. Basically, it's a 1 month. It's a new beginning. There's huge changes that are coming up. Um, that's basically it. So on that note, I didn't want to make this too long tonight. So on that note, I'm just check if anyone has a quick question. Let me go down this. Hi, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Please repeat my definition of awakening. Sure. Awakening to me is awakening to spirit. The fact that we're not human. Well, we are humans, but we are spirits having human experiences, not an intellectual exercise, but actually opening up to spirit and actually being able to feel and sense energy and to feel spirit. To me, that's what a true awakening is. Now, again, part of that is awakening to the fact that there are corrupt forces in the world, and that's a big theme right now, and that's part of the what's getting exposed, or what's going to be getting exposed. It's already happening. The light can exist with the dark can exist with the light. We have to accept the fact that there's going to be dark and light forces that are affecting us. So the question is, like, which wolf are you going to feed? In other words, don't fear the dark, don't try to push it away, just feed the light, basically, and do things that feed the light in your life and in other people's lives, and that's what's going to make a difference. So I don't know if that answers your question, but anyway, so if anybody joined us late, this does reload as a video on YouTube, so you can come back and catch that. And basically, that's what I have. So have a really wonderful night. Thanks for joining us. And what's coming up Thursday's video at 7, we're going to do a video on empaths. So how to make that your superpower in this world where there's so much negative energy and so much challenging energy that we feel. So I did a video on that. And then Thursday evening, I'm also going to do my next energy transmission, to do a heart brain coherence where we can get together, connect through the heart chakra, and then expand that heart energy into the collective field so that it benefits everybody on the planet. And I hope that you can join us. So thank you, everybody. Have a great night.